There are 4 African-American mothers who are filing a lawsuit against the Mississippi Department of Education because of the quality of education or the lack thereof. Precious Hughes is a local mother. This is according to the local NBC News. Her child goes to Raines School in Jackson, Mississippi. Only 15 out of the school's 376 students are at grade level for math. This is a very significant indicator that students and teachers look at to see the caliber of the school. And only 15 out of 376 students are on grade level for math. According to Precious Hughes, she says, quote, "The school is dark, gloomy, and uninviting. It feels like a prison. Not even the teachers want to show up because the school has nothing, but that's where we live. And because that's where they live, she has no choice but to send them there." Raines School in Jackson, Mississippi is 99% African-American. It's a part of 19 school districts that got an F from Mississippi's School Department of Education, rather. The other 18 schools have about an 81% African-American ratio. So this is disproportionately hurting the African-American community there in Mississippi. There's a new federal lawsuit that has been filed on Tuesday by Hughes and 3 other parents. 3 other mothers. They claim that all public schools are not created equal. And we're genuinely going back to something from post-slavery, the Reconstruction, not only philosophically in terms of this disparate treatment of people of color in terms of the education system, but also because of the law that they're basing this on. The Southern Poverty Law Center filed the suit on behalf of the mothers. They allege that, according to NBC News, they allege that 2 Mississippi public school districts, the Jackson Public School District and the Yazoo City Municipal School Board District, are not, quote, operating in an obligatory uniform system of free public schools in violation of 150-year-old federal law, end quote. William Bardwell is an attorney for the Southern Poverty Law Center. This is what he had to say. He said, quote, "This case is about quality of education and making sure that quality is uniform no matter what color your skin is or where you live." He went on to say, quote, "Mississippi gutted education rights over years and years to avoid integration to the extent that they are now non-existent. We want to change that." And so, again, we were saying that this is philosophically, but actually very significantly based on a period. This is reflective of a period in post-Civil War, but the law that they are using to base this lawsuit on is the Readmissions Act. It is an actual Civil War era law that allowed Confederate states to rejoin the Union based on certain conditions. And one of those conditions was not to deprive anyone of an equal opportunity for education. There's a lot to be said about this story because for years, and I'm surprised this can't be the first lawsuit. I'm sure there's been a series of lawsuits over time, but this has been an ongoing problem across the country. Like it seems to be it seems to have a certain feeling to it because it's coming from Mississippi. But this is a problem across the country. Marginalized communities have marginalized schools. Poor communities have poor schools. It's not just an issue of race, but it's also an issue of class and economics. The fact that your schools are based on, the funding for your schools are based on property taxes. If you're living in a poor community with redlining, with poverty, with slums, with the ghetto, with public housing, it's very likely that you're not going to have a sufficient base for public funding, funding for your public schools, rather. And so this has been an ongoing problem for a long time. And this is usually the case study that people who advocate for charter schools will use in order to say this is why we need school choice. Here's the problem with school choice. School choice doesn't fix the broken schools. It just cherry picks a set of kids to take them out of that public school, along with the funding, take that out of the public school and send them to the private charter school or to the public charter school. It does not fix the situation for all of the people that remain. And in a school like Raines School, where only 15 out of 376 schools are on grade level for math, those 15 probably would be good candidates to go to a charter school and leave the remaining 376 there to suffer in the conditions with even less funding. And so the solution is not in charter schools alone, if at all. And so we'd like to see where this lawsuit goes and what the decision is, but it is so reminiscent of the time where it was just clear cut. No one expected black students to get an equal education. And now we've had, all of this time since slavery, since the Civil War, since Jim Crow, where we have the expectation of equality, but the reality has never existed, not only because of race and the lack of proper integration, but primarily because of the economic conditions that these schools are in and the lack of funding because of the economic conditions that their families live in.